We also, of course, have now Shiny and Muffins back together. The brothers at last here, also playing now with Protectful. We've seen some great success for Shiny, but now taking a look here once again at TSM for just a moment. You saw a drone going up for reps, as well as the totem. Here goes the push.
Yeah, they're going to go and try and see if they dive right into this one. They have the Prowler all set up. Looking to get in this one in the engagement. Will be sent back. Pal on the outside does a sizable amount of damage here. It's going to be all true shots that does a lot of damage. They get sent back, and they're just applying a healthy amount of pressure here onto these opponents.
Also seeing NRG and Solafide in the feed, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. But it looks like we might actually see a nope out from TSM. We'll see exactly what Hal has in mind here, as he's going to rotate buildings as well. And there you go, portal is set. They're going to take it, and a little bit of a fast rotate there from Hal to get out of that and also get a little bit better positioning here.
Yeah, that is really the mark of a quality team, when you're able to just adjust on the fly like that. Now, the problem here is, though, that they're actually going to be getting pressured over from the side. So they have to be very mindful of this, and it seems like it's going to be Max Dog. Does manage to get one down. Murdog does get down Hal. He's going to get down Reps as well. And, I mean, just they do all the work necessary, and I cannot believe what I'm seeing here, Bravo. It's just Abrelelli, the last one left alive. He's trying to hold this thing down and stay up. Does get the kill, but finally will get down, and TSM is out in game one.
Just like that, my goodness. And you saw how when he set that TP, he would have, you're certain, you know, if you've watched enough TSM gameplay, you would have heard him say something like TP safe. They would, and you saw right away they took that TP. So very clear that TSM just unfortunately not aware that they were going into a building that, even if it wasn't occupied, was certainly about to be occupied. And that is not how you expect them to exit, or the stage that you expect them to exit. So keep in mind, with the format that we have, they've got plenty of time, but that is a very early exit for TSM.
Yeah, that is something that you normally wouldn't see. And I think, Bravo, you do make a good point. It's so early. I mean, this is literally game 1 of 16, and we're playing 8 today. But that still is going to be rather shocking. Now, one of the LCQ teams here is Ziploc Bags. This squad actually did manage to pick up the last win of the LCQ, so that's you see a little bit of pause there to any team that goes up against them. MVP, though, charging on in, and Gobble, even though he had a great showing in the LCQ, it ain't going to happen there for Gobble and company. Now, MVP on your screen. Madness is down. They do have his banner, so we'll be able to bring that back over to a beacon. I believe another team from our LCQ that had came out with a, you know, they got no wins out of that, but they managed to do so with placement and some solid KPs. Now, look at this, though, actually. Action is going to start to begin as Moore is going to go down. It looks like, oh, no, that was Frex. Frexus goes down. Nathan's going to be inside of the bubble, working the Massive around here, though. He's getting pressured. He tries to back up. Going to be dangerously low on health. He needs his teammate Rocker to be there, and Rocker is there to help him out. And NRG managed to stay alive to fight another day. Oh, my word. While that's going on, Rogue is going to be taking a ton of damage. Snipe down, as well as Sweet go down as well. It's just going to be left up to the last man standing here. Dropped.
Let's see what Dropped can do. That's actually an aim assist push that we saw against them, and it was well executed. You saw just how fast.
Using that med kit, bringing him back into giving him at least some kind of an option here. I don't really know. He's going to be ticked for a little bit of damage, but we'll have to put some priority on those pushes. Clarify, excuse me, all the way from downtown with that charge rifle does a lot of damage.
Take a look at NRG for a little bit of a moment to reset here. But as we know, and just how punishing these kind of the later moves into Dome are, as you see just around this open ground, like we said, going to be so difficult. We'll have to see if Nathan and crew are going to be able to get across here. As right now, it's going to be actually 303 that's applying that pressure.
And they're just going to have to hightail it on out of there. Energy, though, still dealing with a ton of pressure. Nathan does go down. Finally, will be handled there, and that is going to be a Urice and RKN that do the business and take them out. Off screen, by the way, our Rat Casper was actually eliminated and removed for match 1. They had a pretty rough start, but they lasted longer than TSM, so credit to them.
Now taking a look here, once again, as we said, 303 already losing Senpai, but now trying to make this move, and just how difficult it is to make these moves into Dome. There's a reason. I would even say that when you talk about grabbing buildings early, Dome is even, you know, it's up there with the geysers as well as, you know, the lava cities and the areas where if you don't grab these early, you are going to be gatekept because there are going to be teams that are continuing to get less and less advantageous buildings, and that is what's going to be gatekeeping you out. But now looking here at Wraith 1 Tricks, as we said, Sorcerer, Xenial, as well as Teen, players that Apex fans will be very familiar with now. And as we said, they came in pretty strong off of that LCQ in 4th place.
303 still trying to apply a little bit more pressure to anyone that's going to be hanging out outside. So many squads remaining, but not a lot of real estate to fight over here. Fury's going to get pushed. It's actually going to be Teen pushing up here for Sorcerer, and they do manage to get one down. Now Sorcerer is going to be in a world of hurt, has to dip out of this, but Teen is going to be rather healthy. Goes right in with the R99. Does manage to get the crack there. Madness, though, from outside gets Sorcerer, and look at this MVP just swooping on in and taking all of that delicious KP, taking all the points for their own well-being here, and they'll get the next kill. Very well done. MVP's looking like they're in a great spot here, Bravo.
Look at that. Madness back from the dead. Now he's the kill leader. It's a great push. It's great timing on the third party as they take that out. But now also taking a look at Smile. Smile's a team we actually haven't talked about enough because they came in 6th through our league play, looking very strong, coming in with consistent play. But right now they're playing hard edge, and they need to try to make this push, and not a lot of room to do so. And they going to have to try to get up and through this choke if they want to get a little bit of time to reset if they want. But they're certainly not going to want to waste any time here, along with Smile.
Some shots with the triple take, looking to push anyone back. More damage you do with the Evo, the better. Haven't quite gotten that up to red yet. I'm sure you will like that instead. And gentrifying is going to be able to get out. Send that portal to the other way. There was a team on the opposite side of that wall, so they have to be very careful about this aim assist roster.
Absolutely. Bubble goes down early there, maybe just trying to make sure that they don't get beamed and they're able to time this push as they want. But it's a tough push because they're still getting shot from both angles. Like we said, that's 2 players down. I think we're going to see only one go down, and that's it. And you saw just how tough that was. They tried to bubble early just to make sure they could turn that corner. When they did, though, they still got beamed from that western side and really made that push so difficult. Here's Resulta from aim assist as well. And I don't think he's going to be able to make it out of this. No, that's going to be aim assist out as well, just like that, into our bottom 10.
Oh rat, here you sat, but lo and behold, you about to get clapped. That's my poem.
Wow, man. I mean, short, but you're so right. Look at him now because it's actually dropped. There's actually, I mean, yeah. You can tell.
No way.
Audience, somehow they love it way more than mine, which I'm actually going to call BS on. I'm actually pretty upset about that. I'm going to have some conversations. But I do want to point out one thing that, of course, on that Rogue side, we were wondering where Rogue was, and it's because they had lost so many teammates earlier. We didn't get to see a lot of movement from them or aggression, but there was a lot of questions, as we said in the pregame, about what Rogue would be running, whether they were going to run a crypto rev. There was even talk of them running something as wild as a Bloodhound rev, as well as you see dropped, will go down in the feed. That will be it for Rogue.
Eye Shiny Muffins, Protectful. I think they may have gotten the sniff that someone could be over here. They know they're going to be on the prowl. The shots are going to go out, taking care of the pylon first and foremost. You know, putting that pressure on them. Protectful, he swoops in, eliminates Matt Pickett in a heartbeat. And you're actually going to be able to pull up the champion victory at the end of game 1.
Okay, so it's Free Smoke, by the way, who does have that interior. It's only going to be Free Salvo and Rambo together. But like you said, Matt is now with 6 kills. What a bounce back. And they're looking to play well into the late game here. Looking back at MVP once again. Some good shots, but already getting pushed right here.
Oh, man, they did not expect that one. But Madness and Vaxilon are going to be...
Certain angles, maybe get a little bit of roof presence. But, of course, as a squad of 2 in this kind of zone, that's going to be very difficult. GB, they're going to play this interior, then try to, without their Wraith, try to get out of here, but man, would they ever love to have Clane here. So now they're going to try to make this move, taking big ticks. They're going to have to fly downstairs, and it was already gate kept.
Oh, it was. Freestyle does manage to win. And just look at this here, parkour. I love it. This right here, this is just next level rack cam. I like that.
That is the definition of chilling right there. Look at this. I mean, this, I got to say, this is the first time. Hanging out is the only way to put this here, as this is quite a setup. And I'm surprised. Like, here we go. As the Eds are going to pop up right away onto the rooftop. We'll see how they can play this, but now back on board with MVP still holding zone right here.
Oh, man, and they're going to just continue to go further inside of this. The play area has certainly minimized They'll need to make their play eventually, but they'll allow everyone else to duke it out for the time being here. On the outside, Team Superior. Oh, I mean, just a great start for this team, but MVP, they're going to jump on in, and it's Wattson. 2 squads left here. Wattson Madness as well. They managed to...
Like we said, teams still trying to make those long moves due south, and we'll keep an eye on exactly where teams are setting up down in Lava City building, which are going to go very quick along with the dome buildings. But here we are at that dome choke, a little bit of battle for Rogue.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of, a little controller on controller action here, snipe down the controller player, but he's going up against aim assist. So a little irony there, certainly pretty funny. Is Gentrifying just trying to hold around this corner here. They're applying a lot of pressure, and they do manage to get him down. So this is not looking good here for Rogue. Really rough situation for them to be in. Sweet's going to be out of this one, courtesy of a down from Resulta, and Gentrifying is just going to continue to get aggressive. It just dropped once again by himself.
This is kind of an opportunity to gatekeep Geyser. It's an opportunity to make sure that no teams are cutting across the tracks. You're going to have these rooftops that can really just shoot anyone who's in actually Lava City North across the tracks trying to make those moves, but it's actually going to be Max Dog and crew now with Khaki Beans going ahead and set that TP, but right away they run into some pressure from the North Dome, and they have to retreat. That route is not going to be safe, and neither is the one that they turned back to between two teams here.
It's basically a matter of picking your own poison. Smile's going to be in front of them, but Petty Boss is going to go down. Mini having to back away from this one. Mini does manage to get the down, though, onto Beans. Mini taking a lot of shots from the right side, and he will go down, leaving just Scurry, the last man standing here, to hold this one down for his teammates, as he's going to bail on out. I think he might be followed there. Yep, he was followed by the rival Wattson. Goes right back into the portal, runs into a few more, and he's just playing a little bit of a hot potato game here, just looking to bail on out, get those banners if he can. It's going to be quite challenging for them. We'll see how they manage to overcome this one. Now you have a TPH. Also going to be dealing with a fair amount of shots there. I haven't really talked much about this squad, but they should be all right. In this particular engagement, Panthers is going to swoop on in. Does manage to lay down a few shots there with the EVA, but has to just phase on out of there because he was taking a whole heap load of pressure. Along the outside, it's going to be Wraith One Tricks actually in this fight alongside them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out. Right now, they have a pretty good push. I'm not sure if Tech got the EMP. I didn't catch that, but right now, Wraith One Tricks actually able to hold this height through that, and they're able to get those first 2 knocks, and we'll see exactly how the rest of this plays out. But take a look at Wraith One Tricks, how solid they were on the hold, and it's Tech that's kicked all the way back to sorting. One thing that caught me off guard that we actually saw the Wattson only holding low. Typically, if you can, you want to Wattson that height on that trailer just because it prevents teams from doing that, from getting on your height. But in the end, actually, we didn't see TPH able to push it off, and instead Wraith One Tricks holds. They hold very well, and now it's just Tech, the Crypto, who's going to have to figure out how to move from here. But now checking out 303 over here at Lava City.
Yep, Senpai dealing with a fair amount of pressure here, and it seems like this has just been a bit of a scramble for 303. It's NRG that's going to be in the combat action currently. Frex does manage to take one down, and that...
Okay.
Quite excited to share this.
I got more poems for later today too. I hope you don't.
I'm glad you got more poems.
No.
So happy.
I mean, there has been a tradition established by the casters who have carried the torch so far, and we have to absolutely honor that. But here's TSM, a little bit of aggression. You saw the arc come out. They were going to need to be careful here because not only do they have pressure from the inside, but also, of course, from the outside as well. So right now, trying to get arcs in, and we'll see exactly how they play this, and if they decide to get a little bit of push going here.
They're actually going to have the abilities locked here, courtesy of Revenant, and Metro is going to go down. Solafide is going to be in a bit of a pickle inside of this building. Look at just all the nades coming in here now. They jump on in there. TSM, they take out Solafide. Goodbye. Try again for the next one.
And that was also, you might have seen in the feed, HRN also doing a little bit of the damage there as well. So TSM moving in very convincingly. A little bit of burning here. That Thermite does come in, so they're going to need to be careful now all the way switching over here to NRG.
NRG cleaning up some kills inside of their bubble. Looking for potentially another target here. One located down toward the rock. Nathan and Rocker are going to be over to the side there, but no shots being able to put into support quite yet. Team, though, going to be a tad bit banged up. Will port out of there along with Saucer War.
Yeah, they're both going to hit that TP. Just
haven.
Reset a bit. Yeah, sorry about that. They're going to hit that TP reset just a bit, and you got to like that. But now we're actually seeing, for the first time in this game, maybe even the tournament due to their early exit, we're seeing some reps drone action. and we'll see you're going to go ahead and recall that. And yeah, we saw him to do some nutty stuff over the past few weeks with that, and now here is the totem down, and they're going to get ready to make this push, and we'll see what kind of damage they can do on the totem.
They're looking for the targets. They did find one on top of that dome there. They'll back away. No one's going to be out and about. Hal's going to be a little low. Does get a crack from the distance, and you have to imagine that's just the kind of value that you want to see. A lot of red damage being done. Hal does get sent back and will be able to port right back into go and get back into the action once again. All the members of TSM don't quite get what they want out of this one. Frex is going to have to jump right over to that bubble, a little Indiana Jones style there, to get himself into a safe haven.
I don't know if he has enough time for this Phoenix with this shorter dome now. Let's see if that actually is going to go ahead and get off. It looks like maybe just in time, but still great damage coming out of Hal. That first 99 spray was the opener from distance, as you said, GB, but they got to move here with this edge.
Yeah, they have no choice, but they have to get right back in there. Hal's going to be a little banged up, but also Abreleli is going to be out of this one too. He's down and out pretty much. And TSM, they are getting focused on here. Caught on the outside, shot from the dome, shot from the right side, and TSM, you're out of here. They manage to come out at 6th place there. Now Gobble, he just is phasing to stay alive as long as he can, but I would imagine that they would keep eyes on him. No, they don't. So Gobble's just going to stay up. Oh, there it is. Final shot came in to decide who wins game number 2, Bravo. That is huge for these guys. I mean, what a run that they've had in the LCQ, but it all comes down to this, the final moments.
I mean, look at Team Superior just waiting for this dome. They're going to start to light this up as soon as this goes down. Really only a matter of time. They're trying to get some nades down to push Team Superior back, but here's a little bit of damage. Would have loved a little bit more out of that 99, but Prodigy Aces, he's going to take it. He's going to go.
Yeah, he's going right for it. A full send does put some damage down, though. Busby gets it down there on Makaloo, looking for another one as well. And Team Superior
zone pretty darn similar. Obviously Mirage is in terms of proximity closer to this end zone and closer to Harvester overall, but pretty darn similar tactic in terms of going either in the case of Mirage going the furthest west for that res, or in the case of Tree going the furthest south to get that. So we're going to see both of those teams have another shot at exactly how they might want to make the push, but undoubtedly teams making that very early Harvester call and trying to get any spots that they can here now, as TSM's going to have to fight through these tree buildings. And keep in mind, they've got quite a route as well. They need to go through a lot of open ground. If they don't want to go west, if they don't want to take a thermal route, to go west of Sorting is going to be a difficult push here. Totem's down.
All right, well, they're going to go right in for the fight. Some players are going to be right on the right side here. Abreleli, he's looking around, trying to see if he can locate any of these bodies that were... I think they were just going to be on top of the building here, which they do manage to locate. Sentinel's going to be taking a fight down low as well now. Prowler in hand. We'll have to back out of this one and just swoop on out. While that's going on, though, Hal does manage to get one down. That's going to be cross Sentinels. There's a TSM Sentinels fight going on right now. Feels like I'm casting Valorant. In any case, so it seems like this is something that is working out very nicely for TSM, as Peach is going to be the last man standing here, and he goes down. Hal manages to clutch up right at the nick of time, but TSM are out as they get third-partied.
Between, and they're essentially trying to win all the battles they can before having to make the move through the tunnel to join the fight at Train Yard South into Mine Pass.
Yeah, a lot of decisions would have to be made here for Max Dog. We'll have the safety of the tunnel. Aim assist. Knows exactly where they're going to be. Saw that port go out. And now the port's still going to be up and available to them. If they actually do pop up from behind, but I do not really foresee that one happening. That would kind of be a death sentence, given that port might actually go away. There goes the Gibraltar ult, just putting some pressure down. Senpai does get a crack out in the distance. Off screen, by the way, Pow Pow and Madness take out, I believe that is going to be HRN, or some members of HRN. While this fight continues on. I mean, they've been at this war for what seems like ever. I mean, it feels like I'm watching a Titanfall game here at this point with the way things are. There's been a full-on battle the entire time. No one really giving any quarter.
I mean, this is an age-old battle, as old as World's Edge itself. You know just how difficult, whether you've been watching or playing, you know just how difficult this move is through the tunnel. You know that teams are going to hold along these pills. They're going to have a lot of ways to kind of defense up, and they're going to gatekeep as long as they can because they know just how limited your options are. As we said, Train Tunnel at this stage of the game going to be your only option.
They'll have to get on out of there if they want to. Beans is going to go in. He actually has the Massive lined up, does a sizable amount of damage, but will go down. Where's his teammates, though? Murddog from the flank does get a crack there onto the armor. Will manage to not get anyone down, though. And here goes Wreck and Shoot. Oh, and he manages to actually get it instead.
as I said,
So
whether you
stressful.
watch or play, you know exactly how difficult that push is. In the end, they're able to make that. They're going to get each other up. But as we said, we're now all the way back over to the Harvester side, and we're still going to see NRG holding the snake. Unsurprisingly, this is where they want to be. They're going to continue to try to get some poke and keep damage if they can, as we have 13 squads left in the game as things continue to pull west a little bit closer to the Mine Pass entrance itself.
Crisis is going to take some damage, but he'll deal some damage in turn. Have to bail out again. That's Solafide that's in this fight now. One player on the outside. Pride does deal some damage there, but just like what we saw with NRG, they're just going to have to hightail it out of there to the safety. That other team, though, is not going to let them breathe and not let them get their resources, pop those shield batteries and health.
Yeah, Pride hits the queue just in time there as well. Good time, and they're able to, like you said, just reset NRG still here and making sure that they're going to try to be able to hold this. Rocker also gets out of dodge just in time as well.
Yikes, that actually could have been really bad and might give Solafide an opportunity to push in, which they do so. The bubble is going to go down, and I think they know, and they smell blood in the water. Metro now will have their bubble, and that bubble actually is going to be great because the rival bubble will go down first. Nades are going to be flying in, though. They'll be able to play around this coverage now. Tucked inside of this doorway. They managed to get one down. Metro and Pride are going to do some work there. Metro with the cleanup along with that scout. And NRG, they will go down. But all that is going on, there actually is going to be another team that jumps in here, and it's going to be Shiny, Muffins, and Protectful that will jump into the fight and third party this one as well.
You can tell just how much confusion there was there as two players for a second, not even engaging whatsoever now. And like you said,
they're like, hey man,
Shiny,
what's up, dude?
I got absolutely no comment. I'm not coming near that. Aim assist up top here, though. They have to make their move a little bit further to the west as well. But Shiny, Muffins, and Protectful also having to make this move just on the edge of the Harvester doors as well. Not going to be easy. Protectful's the last one up.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Protectful, it was just a matter of time. Resulta does manage to get the target and aim assist. That fight that they took inside, and look at this. Designful's going to jump right on in. 98, huge damage. Resulta in gentrifying, though. They're going to be tagged up, and Design just
well within that top two if they can and just hold the exact area they have. But like we said, Team Liquid with the team that can choose what they want to do here. But look at aim assist absolutely getting assaulted and burning as well.
Oh, yeah, they're cooking them. Cooking them like I did for my lunch this morning. It's isn't pretty at all. And they're going to be out in the open, so that is just going to really spell bad news for them there. And Liquid and Rogue are freely able to do
any loot that they did see there. They're able to use that TP, but just making sure that they're healed up and ready for this last engagement. Right now, they also have height. This is big. They kind of have a little bit of low ground angles. They're also able to climb up if they need to. This is Rogue's game to lose now.
It really is. It truly is. And Smile now, they're inside of that building with no room to work with. They will have to push out. Team Liquid, Casper, he's down. Flanker and Nocturnal, they're not going to have a lot of the shield category as well. A lot of fences to give them some protection. But instead, it's going to be Rogue. It's Sweet Dreams who does put to sleep one player. Doesn't get the cleanup quite yet. But they have this angle. I mean, just look at this. Snipe down, laying fire down, and gets the shot on Casper, sending him packing. Some more shots with that scout. He is ever so accurate with that. Smile inside of this building. I mean, Bravo, look how much room they have. As soon as they come out, they're just going to be laid out with shots if they're not careful.
Well, they're going to be thanking their lucky stars that they have just that little bit that they do. And also Rogue on the other side is hoping that we're going to see Smile push even more advantages on Liquid, as you just saw. We'll see if they're going to be able to do that. That's what Rogue is certainly hoping for, is they're going to get even more damage as they right away light up the player on height. That was going to be Flanker as well. Drop taking down Smile. Rogue should take this.
They're going right in for it. Drop is going to be a little weak there. Snipe down's waiting on the outside. So many fences are going to be out and about here. Drop goes down, but Snipe down has the angle, pushes on in, and Rogue, after some eventually, those players are going to run into one another, and it could spell bad news there. Speaking of bad news, it has been not the best of days for TSM thus far, and it seems as if the pressure is going to continue on here. Bravo, Abralelli, he's going to be weak. Reps is down. He only had the Evo shield, and he didn't do enough damage to be able to rack it up. I mean, he just picked up the darn thing. So this is already going to be a rough start here. They can bring Reps back into this one, and I also like this play from Hal, just going to melee his teammate to get him to shoot further and further. It's going to be Solafide, by the way, one of our LCQ teams that are going to go in here for a challenge. We know that they like to drop in this area as well, and they want to muscle TSM out of this one, Brav.
And they have done really well so far. You saw that actually Aberlele resorting to even queuing just to get visual clutter to try to stay alive there. He's able to get all the way back. But like you said, TSM pinched once again off of the break, and Solafide playing really confident here so far off these opening moments.
Yeah, they're going to go right for this fight here. Pride, he's going to manage to crack one. And that's really, really happy for them. Amethyst as well. They've kept themselves very consistent throughout this competition, Bravo. They've managed to live in that 4th to 5th place spot. And even in game, they've managed to accomplish that too.
Absolutely. Now here, I was wondering what would happen with Rogue, because you saw them at the bottom of that Skyhook choke tunnel, and now we see exactly where they are, but we got to interrupt ourselves because we do have TPH here in a battle for the Skyhook building.
Yeah, well, Pander's had to see all of his teammates go down there, but the kills are out. And drop this down, and he will be able to bring back his buddy. But Designful, Aim Assist, they're going to third-party this fight, and they will lick their chops, gladly taking that away, getting that delicious KP. Another player is actually going to be located up top here. Designful going in for this. He has that Prowler. By the way, my favorite gun has been since the beginning of the game. Will continue to be the case. Gentrifying on the flank, and it's only a matter of time here before they manage to pick off this next player. It's Panders. Good effort, my friend. And as of right now,
it's going to be required. But actually, if we take a look here, it's actually going to be just north of this station. As you look at the choke that goes up into Skyhook, we actually see MVP gatekeeping teams that are still trying to make that Skyhook move.
And that team right at the edge. This is going to hurt. It's going to be very challenging for this team to try and take out MVP, who have the angle and the coverage. There's also going to be players, I believe those players actually are going to be coming in from behind too. So that team is going to be sandwiched there, which is quite unfortunate. Gobble and team do go down. Stomp's going to go in for the action now with the EVA. Does get a few connections. Will get tagged up, but does manage to utilize that grapple hook to fly on out of there. Stomp's going to be very low, but he gets cleaned up there. And it's going to be MVP. They held the angle, and they will take all of the loot for their efforts. They knew that that was going to work out very well for them, given how that first team was sandwiched, and then they simply just needed to benefit from the players that were already going to be banged up.
Yeah, they take down Ziploc bags. Keep in mind, we did see the guys on the MVP side dropping Skyhook, especially this week. We saw them doing it still at the Esports Arena Weekly. So unsurprising that they know exactly how to play all these angles. But here's Max Dogs joining the party.
Yeah, this is actually a real dangerous spot. So they thought that they were going to be very safe to go and loot that up. Madness, though, does get the down. So even though they have the pressure applied to them, Madness still manages to get one. Pow Pow's out of the action. Vaxlon, though, still very much healthy on the outside. We'll need to get to his teammates here to help him out. Madness playing right behind this hard cover, Bravo. This is going to be real dangerous for them. Look at this. Reckon with the shots on the outside.
They should be able to close this out. Only one more, and it's going to be Madness, I think, who's going to desperately try to get away there. And actually, we're not seeing him in the feed right now. Here he is. Now Madness definitely trying to get away, but he actually gets shot, unsurprisingly, from players that were even need some Fs in the chat for our poor little rat as he gets taken down.
For the rat, dude. Oh, boy. New Brainers actually have only one player left alive, too.
Yeah, now down into our top 10. Still lots of heavy hitters here, of course, still in the mix, and several teams that are within our top 5 still fighting here. We saw a lot of early exits from teams that, once again, you might not expect, but now also taking a look at Team Liquid, of course, they know that they can't push up entirely because they do have to worry about, just in case there's a team in the Skyhook tunnel choke. I'm going to ask our, actually, speaking of, here we go right back over to the base of that tunnel, and we'll see what Solafide can do here, having to fight a little bit uphill.
And you know this team has to have loads of confidence after taking out TSM earlier on. Pride backing up, giving himself some shielding. They have to be mindful and respect their opponents because they're not going to let them try and walk away with this one freely, especially Team Liquid, who, if they can put together a big game here, could end out within that top 2 out of World's Edge. Flanker, though, banged up a little bit. Ducking around over to this right side. Losing out Nocturnal, though. Flanker, oh my goodness, just like that. Absolutely decimated. Clarify is going to be low.
Who is up top? We got to find out exactly who that is on height. That's going to be Casper. That grappled up all the way to get the angle. Can he win this 1v1? He's going to get one sell off. Likely going to heal again with the second. He's taking extra damage, though, all the way from the station, so he needs to be careful. No, he gets taken down. What a play there from Casper, and Solafide actually gets a little bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card in the end because Casper did take extra damage from the train station itself.
That hurts for Team Liquid, but feels good for Solafide. What isn't going to feel good is the current attack that's going to be coming out of Unknown. Unknown needs to make a statement here, and taking out Solafide will be massive for them. Unknown, the angles, they're going to send those Arc Stars out. They'll get the cleanup. They'll get the kills. Pride is still alive. Joey Blackout rushed in with the Mastiff. Will eliminate Crummy. And Pride will just need to rat it out for the time being. ISMP now going to be in the thick of things, right in combat, playing around this bubble. The cleanup, Joey Blackout actually will fall down, and Urice is out of the action too now. Here comes NRG. They've been laying in the shadows, waiting for their opportunity to strike. And NRG now, with 5 teams remaining, could actually manage to pick up a big win, given how they're playing around this and so much hard cover that they've managed to take hold of here.
They pick up another one. Look at that. Once again, they're TPing out of that station all the way here, now going right in. Really great execution on making sure that they join the engagements exactly when they wanted to. Unsurprisingly, Shiny as a solo unable to, so he'll be okay. We'll have to decide. He's obviously going to move with Edge and make the last move that he can, but Max Dog, a team that's in a very different state, and actually, as you just saw, he was forced off of that height, so shots are going to come in from all sorts of directions. So 2 of our last 4 squads, like you said, solo players.
Now, it's going to be Max Dog. I didn't catch who the other 3-man team was going to be there. Pride will be able to get some KP out of this one, perhaps. That player's actually going to be tucked in the rock there. Pride is just going to beam it right over, but he had to yeet out of there because he saw another player on the outside. It's NRG. NRG in the action. Pride could spell spoiler here. Rocker's going to be weak. He has to back out. Luckily, Frexis, along with Nathan, they're plenty healthy. Rocker will go right back to his teammate, and Pride manages to get a top 3 finish for Solafide. That is a great result for them, and what a run this has been thus far, as you now see on your screen. Outside of the safe zone, they will need to push this. The cover, not the best for them, but they do have a Gibraltar, which they will be able to initiate here in a little bit. Pride's just going to run for it, and he's actually going to go into the loving hands of NRG and Max Dog right in between it, but he did so because he needed to just get there in time. The problem is he's going to be camped out, so there's not really much he could do, and we'll need to just play this intelligently. This has been very well done by Pride to just stay alive. Rocker, again, going to be rather banged up, as well as Nathan. They have this natural cover. Pride's finally going to go down. Now Max Dog and company can actually jump in for the fight here, potentially, but they're going to be forced back by the ultimate. This is crazy. They're being forced back by the Gibraltar ult. They're getting banged up. Nathan's going to burn Beans alive. It's Beans for dinner. And Nathan and Frexis, they're going to jump in. The Mastiff is true, and NRG.
If it's a game, I'm losing, cause I said I'd never do this, and it's so confusing, cause with you it feels so right. So I don't